Hello everyone. Very good evening, all of you. Welcome to the project discussion meeting. So the people I could see some of the new names. Welcome, buddies. So for people those who knew, right? For them it's going to be like just information. So far we have completed 3 projects from AWS. Future we are planning to include some more AWS project and the DevOps project as well. So totally our target is going to be like 25 different projects. This session totally out of free. You don't need to pay anything. Okay. So go ahead and watch. Whenever you have any doubt or question, unmute and ask. Okay. The people who watching in YouTube, in description, right? I'll give the WhatsApp channel link. Join that channel. You can also attend every Saturday. Okay, at 7 p.m. This is the information. So let's get started. Myself, Hari. You all know, few people are already familiarized because they have attended 3 project meeting with me. Today going to be the 4th one. So about me, right? I am working as a senior cloud consultant. Basically, I used to work on AWS, Azure, GCP, DevOps, Kubernetes, Python programming, all those things, right? It's a background about myself. So with this introduction, I think we can quickly get it started. So basic rule. People, those who are turning on your mic. If you have any questions, right, then go ahead and ask it. Otherwise, keep yourself muted so that we can avoid some background noise. If anyone going to miss this project discussion or anyone going to want to refer the previous project recordings, I'll share the link in this chat in future, maybe before end of the session, so that every session's recording, right, you can have a access for lifelong. Okay, fine. Let's get started. So today we are going to work on cost optimization for single AWS account using resource analysis and automation. Okay, so why I mentioned like a single AWS account? Because last 2 use cases, if you guys remember, if anyone attended, we were discussing for the bunch of AWS accounts. We were talking about 100 AWS accounts. We are talking about 50 AWS accounts. But today we are going to focus on single AWS account. In that specifically, what are the possible factor we can optimize the monthly billing from AWS? So when you take any real project, right, all the clients are very much conscious in terms of paying the bill. They will not go and pay the bill as it is what AWS, it's portraying in the billing section. More than that, right, what people will do, they'll more focus on what are the possible areas are available to cut down the cost. If today I'm paying, 3,000 USD in this month, next month, right, they'll seek for an opportunity. Is there any way to reduce from last month bill? So if you blindly using AWS account in any project, right, of course, you cannot find any opportunity to reduce your billing. What you need to do, there are some tips and tricks are there. There are some options you need to keep always in consideration. By keeping them in the consideration, right, you would able to reduce almost 50% of your billing on your every month. Okay. So even if you go for any interview, even if you go for any real project, this cost saving question will be there as a mandatory. The question could be in the form of, can you please explain what are the cost saving, cost optimization activity you have done in your present project? How much you have saved? So these kind of questions, right, definitely you may expect in the interview as well. For answer for those project, answer for those interview question, yeah, I'm gonna explain about it. Moreover, how can I add this project into my resume? That is another question to people. See, in every project, there will be a dedicated team works. The team named it as a FinOps. There is a recent term. Okay, you might be heard about DevOps. You might be heard about CloudOps. So in that same way, right, recently there is a term evolving. There's something called FinOps. FinOps stands for, there is a dedicated team work in every project. Their main scope is to reduce the monthly billing. They'll have a budget on AWS accounts. If it is within the threshold, fine. When it is beyond the threshold, FinOps team will take a necessary action to cut down the bill from the upcoming month. Okay. So in your project, you can highlight in such a way achievements in your current project. Okay. You can mention something like achievements. In the achievements, in monthly, we were paying this much ABC amount of, money on every month. I was, taken ownership. So these many accounts, I applied these many, tips and tricks and some strategy into my AWS account that nearly reduced my monthly bill. Like that, you can portray your highlights in your resume. Okay, that's very much crucial. Mentioning along with your project roles and responsibility, mentioning your highlights and achievements, what you have done in your project. Okay, today's highlights and achievement, what are we going to see is what are the different possibility we can reduce the bill from AWS. Okay, so that is our goal today. Even if you look at the objective, right, it has mentioned the same almost. Implement the cost saving measures by analyzing the resource usage pattern and automating shutdown, resizing, deletion of unused resources. Literally what they're trying to say, we are going to implement the cost saving measures. Okay, not blindly, by analyzing our existing resources, how much they are using. Okay, and we are going to put some automation to shut down the resources. Mostly, right, if you go for any project, weekend will be mostly their week offs. Saturday, Sunday, mostly nobody works, right? But people used to, what they'll do, they'll keep run their server actually. Okay, by running that, right, it unnecessarily pays bill for AWS. So those kind of situation we can plan for shutting down. Okay, the weekend. Coming to the resizing perspective means people, those who all provision the resources with a higher hardware capacity of servers, EC2 instances, whatever, RDS DBs, whatever. What you can do by analyzing the utilization of the server, obviously, you can reduce the instance type from higher capacity to middle capacity or lower capacity, whatever. Okay. Deletion of underutilized resource or unused resources. If any EBS volumes are not used properly, unnecessarily, ideally it's lying on your AWS account, we'll be paying that amount. So those scenario, you can go ahead and delete those resources. That way also you can cut down the cost. So this way, what are all the possibilities available? I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring some of the real project use cases in my 11, 12 years of career experiences, right? What are the different cost optimization activity I involved? What are the possibility, exact possibility in AWS account? That information I'm going to discuss now. Okay, this will focus on minimizing wastage and improving the cost efficiency in AWS. By applying these changes, right, that will be highly going to help us in terms of reduce the cost, and we can efficiently use the AWS resources. This is what the action plan today. Okay, so anyone has any doubt before getting into the project? If you have any doubt related to today's topic, unmute and ask your questions.
Hi Hari, I don't have doubt on this topic, but I want I'm a front end developer from the last.
Okay, so if you are not having any doubt related to this topic, right, what you can do, I'll give you the parking lot. Okay, end of this today's discussion, you can place your question. Okay, any question related to this particular project, we can discuss now. General questions can be discussed end of this today's session. I'll take another 15 to 20 minutes to complete this. Another 15 minutes, I'll answer your general questions and doubts. Okay, so that we'll not need to deviate from our today's topic. Okay. Allow me 15 minutes of time. I'll complete it. I'll be here till your doubt gets clear. Okay. All right. I think you guys are good with today's objective. So let's go ahead and investigate each and every possibility. If you got an AWS account, which all the area you can cut down the cost. First one. Okay. First one, cost analysis via AWS Cloud Explorer and budget. Basically in AWS, right, there is the service available. Okay, billing for cost explorer, cost analysis. When you search in the search tab itself, you will get that service. When you go inside, that service itself will tell you, and it show you the graphs. You can visually see the billing. You can filter the resources by giving the resource name, EC2 instance name or EC2 instance ID, or entire AWS EC2 service itself or entire S3 service itself. Multiple options are there to filter. multiple options is there to filter. Maybe if you check, you can filter it in, various different options actually, like these actually. See, you can fix the time ranges from this month to this month, from the month of March to this till August. You can filter it. Okay, you can search for the services, which services exactly are looking for, which service cost you wanted to export it. These diagram rights are in this documentation. They have showing EC2, ELB, all those things. Okay, you can select all those things. You can apply all these filters tags. So okay, when you filter get added, right, you will see this like this only, the Cost Explorer. Okay, you can see the services, you can see all those things, region, linked account, usage, everything you would be able to see. And here you can see the graph. Okay, how much being used. See, the purple ones are something like EC2 instances. The green ones are something like a ELB. How much we spend, okay, total amount, all those things you would be able to see. Even you can download as a CSV also. The report can be downloaded as a CSV also. So that is what they are telling. That is what they are telling. So using a Cost Explorer option, you can generate a report and visualize the cost trend over the time. Last 1 year, last 6 months, those comparison can be done. This helps to identify a region consuming most budget. So based on this only, you need to, okay, average my account every month they are using for $3,000. So once you get that overall, visualize the idea, how much we are spending for EC2, how much we are spending for S3, how much we are spending for load balancer, how much we are spending for Route 53, how much we are spending for VPC. Once you get all this information, right, then you need to plan for setting up the budget. What is meant by budget? There is in the same cost analysis service itself, AWS Cost Explorer and budget service itself, we have an option called AWS budget. Budget can be set up in two ways. Okay, one budget is general budget. So every month you can set up some threshold. $3,000 is my account, every month billing average cost. When it is beyond 3,000, right, it will send us a notification. Hey, you are breaching your monthly budget. Like that, you can set up a monthly budget. That will trigger an alarm when you breach that. Or when it is reaches a 75%. Okay, if it is $3,000, how much it will be 75%? Something somewhere around $2,500, something roughly I'm telling. So in that time, right, it will send us a notification and alarm. Okay, and another thing is a cost anomaly, notification. Anomaly in the sense, usually in EC2 you will spend every month $500. Imagine for particular EC2 service. Any 1 month unnecessarily you are created many server, the 500 reaches to $700 or $800 only in the perspective of EC2. That is, it's treated like an anomaly detection. For those service alone, it will send us a notification for us. Likewise, you can configure the two budget. By configuring this, right, always you can see how much we are spending, whether we are breaching the threshold, whether we are reaching 75%, unnecessarily any particular services, exceeding your quota, those things and all will be getting it as a notification. Okay, looking at the visualization and report also, you will able to see in the same service. Also setting up the budget also, you will be able to see it in the same service. So this cost analysis by using AWS Cost Explorer and budget service is really, really recommended. And the first level, this should be when you start work on your cost saving activity. Okay. Once you have done, once you decided, set up your notification and all, what are the possible way for us to start work on and identifying to bring down your cost? Identifying underutilized EC2 instances and right sizing it. So in EC2 mostly, and even that is applicable for your RDS as well. Okay. So, in AWS, there is a service available called Trusted Advisor. Okay. What this will do? Okay. Your Trusted Advisor, right, will recommend you like this. If you go to AWS service, right, it will recommend you like this. Okay, go ahead and refer AWS Trusted Advisor. It will suggest you like this. Hey, your EC2 instance, right? See, in your account, you have 100 EC2 servers. And out of 100, right, there are 10 servers are over provisioned. You are selected your hardware capacity, M4 X large, R3, 3X large, like you are over selected, over provisioned your hardware. Actually, the server is not using that much. Always your CPU utilization, right? You selected almost 6 core CPU, 32 GB RAM. but the server utilization is 1 core CPU and 4 GB RAM only. Unnecessarily, you are paying bill to AWS. Like that, this trusted advisor, right, will suggest you actually. This will suggest you for EC2 instance as well. It will suggest you for RDS instance as well. Okay. It's an inbuilt service. Okay. Also, we have some third-party tools also available that will do the same work. But I prefer to go with the trusted advisor. Other tools are somehow you need to buy a license. I don't know whether how many organization will accept for this. This is one of the inbuilt free service. We don't need to pay anything additional for trusted advisor. Okay. Here you can go, it will recommend you. Okay, here you can go, it will recommend you. See, here it will totally tell you. Potential monthly saving, how much we can save per month. Trusted advisor and 6 cost saving opportunity. Save your money. Like that, it will, view cost optimization check. So all those things, right, you can check within your Cost Explorer, trusted advisor itself. So based on the recommendation, right, if suppose you have created an instance with a M5 large, you can reduce your instance size to T3 medium. This is applicable to your EC2 instance as well as your RDS database instance. Okay, this is something called identifying the EC2 instances, right sizing, where we can identify whether you are identifying manually. That's really appreciable. If you're not sure how to identify manually, go ahead and open the service called AWS Trusted Advisor. It will recommend you. Okay, scheduling EC2 instance RDS shutdown during off hours. Okay, I'll tell you one example. Simple example. Okay, I'll open my notepad for that. So I don't have notepad, right? So what I will do, I'll open my code editor. Okay, let's have an example. I have a project which is running with AWS resources. What I am doing, I'm having there are 20 developers are working in that project. 20 engineers are working in that project. Okay, each engineer has 3 servers. 20 into 3, how much? Or for EC calculation, right? I'll take 10. For max EC max calculation, I take 30 engineers are there in this project. So each engineers, right, will have a 3 servers actually with them in EC2. Okay, so roughly imagine 3 servers are one going to be my prod server, another is their testing server, another one is right maybe their backup server, something like that, backup for our production. So what you can do for each server, right? They are per day they are paying roughly. I'm calculating like $10 as a bill it will come. Okay, roughly I'm telling. So it depends on the instance size only, but I'm telling. So one developer, right, per day, one engineer per day, they spend $30 for their use. Then calculate 30 engineers. Okay, per day, they must be spending $300. Is it? So what I'm telling, developers will not be working for Saturdays and Sunday because they are week off. So during the week off, right, only my production server is supposed to run because clients are accessing. My testing server and backup server can be shut down. Okay. So what you can do by shutting down Saturday, by shutting down Sunday, per day you would able to see $20. So one weekend you would able to save $40. Okay, for one weekend. But you are shutting down 2 servers, right? Saturdays and Sunday. So $40 you would able to save. Okay, per engineer. For one engineer. Then calculate the same for 30 engineers. How much it would be? Into 30 developers in your project, right? So in that case, right, you would be able to roughly saving $1,200 per weekend. Okay, this is per weekend. So in month, right, how many weekends you will get? For 1 month, mostly you will get 4 weekends. Okay, in that case, what you can do? $1,200 into 4 weekends. How much it would be? $4,800. Money you would able to see save from your project. Okay, per month. So if you convert this $4,800 in Indian money, USD to, I think today is 84 rupees, 4,800. Per month, how much you are saving? In Indian rupee, in INR. Okay, like nearly 4 lakhs rupees you are saving per month. Only simply you are shutting down 2 servers in every month. How can you do that? We cannot do this activity manually. Okay, for saving this, how will you do? You cannot do this manually. Since we'll have to set up some automation. So like this, you need to plan. This is one example. Okay, around 6 years back, we have implemented in our project, but that is what they are suggesting here also. What you need to do? Resource scheduling. Whenever you are doing any test resources, testing environment, okay, testing EC2 instances, what you can do using Lambda, right? A Lambda function, you can set up a stop start event. Exactly for this use case, what you need to do? Somewhere around Friday, 8 p.m. My Lambda have to run. Lambda have to run stop EC2 instances. Okay, exactly Monday around 8 a.m. Lambda have to run start EC2. If you ask me, hey Hari, how to do that? Yeah, AWS itself, they have provided a official documentation for that. Okay, if you go there and refer it, AWS stop start. Okay, here you can refer it. Okay, so okay, this is the policy. This is the Lambda automation code. Okay, if you specify your instance detail in this brackets by putting comma, your instances will be get stopped and started on time. Okay, this is the link you need to follow. Okay, I'll share this in chat box. If you guys want to refer, yeah, feel free to refer it. So this is what they are telling. By setting up this kind of stop start schedule, you would be able to save your cost in your AWS account. This is very much important. It will be there in every project actually. Okay, fourth one, automate the cleanup of unused resources. We need to set up some automation to clean up the unused resources. What kind of automations? What kind of resources we can clean up when it is unused? Mostly for EBS instances. When you delete the instances, your default volume will be mostly get deleted by default. But the additional EBS volume, what you added manually, that will not be deleted most of the time. So people also not looking into the EBS console to check the volume whether it's deleted or not. It will keep on, it will save the unwanted EBS volume. Okay, but every month we used to pay for it. Okay, so those things, what you can do, you can identify the unused EBS volume, which is no longer needed, mean you can go ahead and delete it. There are some project, right? People will have a daily snapshot of your EC2 instances. Daily, I need to take 4 times. Think about it. For 10 days, right? It will be somewhere around 40 backups. For 1 month, it's somewhere around 120 backups. So those backups also, if people are not deleting it properly, for one server, 120 backup is unnecessary. Unnecessarily, we are paying a bill. So those snapshot also, you can go ahead. I can have an automation to clean up. Okay, Elastic IP. There are sometime, right? You will be using instance assigned with Elastic IP. Most of the projects are not doing today, but so general settings I'm telling. So in any case, if people are using a Elastic IP, which is not even using it, if you simply reserve it in your AWS account, it is highly chargeable. So go ahead and clean up the Elastic IP, but it's not needed. Okay, followed by the cleaning up the unused volume, S3 optimization. If you're using S3 storage, right, what you can do, there is an option called intelligent tiering. In AWS, there is an option called intelligent tiering in S3. So what it will do in S3, we have a various standard S3 storage classes, I'm telling. S3 standard, infrequent access, glacier. So like various things are there. If you're unsure, select the intelligent tiering. That will help you to save your money, whatever the data you are storing it. You can also enable the S3 lifecycle mode. If any unused S3 buckets are there, please delete the things and delete the bucket. So this way you can save huge amount from S3. Last but not least, if you are 100% you know that you are going to use this server for long run, you are going to use this database for long run. I need this very crucial server. I need this for 5 years. I need this for 10 years. In that case, prefer to go reserved instances. Basically, right, when you have a reserved instances, you would able to save around 50 to 70% of your bill. For example, for one instance, on-demand instance, you are paying $100 per month. Imagine like that. If you are going with the reserved instance, right, it will come down. 100 instance will come down to $30, $40, $50. Depends on the instance type, it will vary. But only in the case when you plan to use that server or database instance for next 5 years, 10 years, very crucial instances, that case prefer to go the reserved instances and saving plans. By the way, right, you can save the money, individual resources also. Okay. For this, right, what are the automation we can set up? Automation for cost analysis, generate the monthly report, anomaly detection. First, go ahead and enable in your, particular database account. Underutilized resource reduction. Okay, using trusted advisor or CloudWatch, whatever. Identify the low consuming EC2 instances, RDS instances. Try to cut, reduce your instance size. If you are giving higher hardware capacity, reduce your hardware size. Okay. Resource scheduling. Okay, set up Lambda to we can stop your unwanted servers, unwanted DB engines. By the way, right, we can save the money. Okay, clean up jobs. If any unused EBS volumes are there, any outdated snapshot, old snapshots are there, unwanted elastic IPs are there, please clean them. Okay, these 4 automation you can set up in every AWS account. By setting this up right, you would able to save around 30% of your monthly bill. Okay, 30% means really huge when you calculate in the year. You can even showcase all those things in your yearly achievement. You can ask them, you can show them a proof. See, I helped our organization to save every month somewhere around $1,000 from our AWS accounts. End of year, right? $1,000 into 12 months, it's nearly around $12,000. What you can do, this is I'm showing like a reference. With that, in my appraisal, in my hike, you can consider this as a best activity. You can provide me a promotion, you can provide me a hike. That way also you can approach to your team. Okay, when you have a valid data. So S3 optimization lifecycle you can enable it. Okay, the outcome of this project is going to be this project will reduce overall AWS cost by ensuring the right sized, stop the resources when not used, lower cost option. So automation of cleanup scheduling will further cut down your unwanted resources. Okay, this every cloud engineer, cloud architect should know how the cost saving works in every AWS projects. Okay, this is what I have planned, guys. Any question related to this cost saving project? Has anyone gained the new knowledge today? You can unmute and speak. All right. If you're not having any question related to this project, anyone has any general questions?
Hi, Harry.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, in Snapchat, we were taking backup, right? And how we come to know that if it was a 15 days old backup means we can delete, whether we need to get from the project manager or else our client.
Actually, good question. Whenever you are, I think you are talking about this particular point, I believe. Yeah. So basically, when the snapshot has taken for any backup for any EC2 instances, right? Creation date will be there. Okay. If it is created by today's date will be there. By comparing today's date with the creation date, we'll come to know how many days before the backup was taken. That data you can fetch it. Okay. So you can write an automation code or something that will compare your creation date of your snapshot today date. If it is create more than 7 days, delete them.
Hari sir.
Any other question to anyone?
Yes, sir. Hari sir, how will you create a workflow diagram for this project, sir? For example, I'm asking.
I mean architecture diagram.
Yes, sir.
For this project, you cannot make an architecture diagram because you can see I didn't even include the architecture diagram. You can see over here.
Okay,
For
I
other
am asking
projects,
generally, sir, not
okay.
especially for this project.
Okay. It depends on the project actually. When you see our first project, second project, third project and all, right? You should be able to see, I had an architecture diagram. Here you can see. So one, here is one, two. Like this, we can make an architecture. It depends on the project. If it is doable, we can do it. But for answering your question, right? We have a tool available. Visio online, Visio diagram tool available. You can open them. I personally recommend one tool actually. Draw.io. Very much handy, open source. You don't need to pay any money. Okay, Draw.io is a very much user friendly. You can make n number of architecture diagram. There is no cost involved in that. Okay, go ahead and use app.diagrams.net. That's one of the Draw.io. Very superb tool, I would say. Fine. Once you got a requirement, right, like this, AWS organization structure, root organization. When it becomes root, right, you need to plan for one root account, master account. Okay. When you look at your organization unit, so there are three accounts, three OUs are there. First OU is production OU, development OU, automation OU. By looking into it, right, by understanding the requirement, you need to first go through the entire requirement, what is given from our client. If you are working as probably a cloud architect or something, you need to understand the complete requirement. Once you understand the complete requirement only, you can, in your mind, you can, visually, virtually, you can, align the resources. So by looking into this project, I would see that, okay, one master account is the root organization account. Under that, there are three OU. Okay, then one is production OU, another is development OU, another one is automation OU. So what I will do, I will put one main root account. Three OU I will derive from that root account. Okay, so after that, they have subdivided into two accounts, AWS accounts in this OU. So in that case, right, I will further dig down. I will add a couple of accounts in each particular OUs. That way, right, we'll keep add. That way, we will keep add. All right. So this is what our exact way of implementing it. First, you need to understand the use case. Then you need to write it in the draw.io. If we can refer, while I explain these projects also, I would have not done the same thing. Maybe, I don't know whether you have noticed or not. I'll show you the recording. Maybe even if you look at the project 2 or whatever. What Java means are to bond. You can see I'm drawing in the MS Paint actually, based on the requirement. This is how I'll roughly construct one diagram actually. This is how I'll roughly construct one diagram. Once the rough diagram is over, then I will implement in the draw.io, like these kind of tool, by the way. Okay. You can refer my previous video, how I converted the requirement into an architecture diagram as a rough diagram. Then I will use draw.io to make a proper diagram. Okay. So that's how all these diagrams are made. Not all the diagrams are made by me. Some of them I took it from the internet, but when I work on a diagram, I'll do it like that. Okay. I hope I answered Ashwin's question. So anybody else have any other questions before we wind up? Okay. I think we all looks good. So thanks for joining, guys. So we are done with 4 different projects. We'll see 21 more projects. So thank you all for joining. Take care.